Today, I am declaring a state of emergency in the city of New York and issuing an executive order. We need help, and we need it now.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life.
Hey, welcome back. Happy Friday to you guys. I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to this channel. If you are new, thank you for being here. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. If you are unsubscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. So let's get right into it, you guys. There's a lot going on. You see the title, and I want to speak on that. It may be a little sensitive to some people, and what I say, some will agree, some won't agree, but that's fine. We can all have our own opinions on things, and I won't get too deep into politics with it or anything like that. I'm going to keep it quick, and I'm going to keep it simple and just give my thoughts on it. So you see that there is a state of emergency. I feel like there should be more than just a state of emergency for this particular state, which is New York. Okay, I feel that they need to come out and they need to issue a state of emergency for all the states, because right now we are facing a supply chain crisis. You saw the video, hopefully, where, I'm talking about OPEC cutting 2 million barrels of fuel to us. And this is going to have a trickle down effect all the way from truckers, farmers, to you, to businesses. Everybody's going to be affected by this. Inflation is going to continue to go up. I saw the other day, egg prices are starting to shoot back up. So you guys, they don't give us state of emergencies like a lot of countries do when they warn their citizens, hey, you need to get a little extra here or there. No, they let us who are out here prepping say it, but then call us kooks, or we don't know what we're talking about, but then turn right around and say, well, this is what we're facing, with no apologies for saying we are out of our mind for doing what we're doing. So what's happening right now is there is an influx of migrants coming over the border, and when they're coming into these southern states, well, those southern states are now sending them to asylum states who say, hey, we can you can seek shelter here. So they just said, well, hey, we'll just send them all to you. And so thousands and thousands of human beings are being shipped off to those states, and those states are now facing a state of emergency. So as of today, New York has issued a state of emergency, saying that it is not sustainable to be doing it, although they will continue to provide care, to provide those services, medical services that those people need. But y'all, we have a problem here in the United States where we're always helping those who come over the border. And I don't have an issue with that until I see the fact that you're not really helping people who are here already, who were born here, who have issues financially surviving this economic collapse that we're facing right now, especially the veterans. Okay. More and more people are standing on corners, in intersections. Is actually dangerous out there trying to just get a few dollars. Now, some look like little scammers, but some you can tell that they are down on their luck, and you do what you can to offer them money or whatever. So the other day, me and my husband was leaving a Walmart, and usually on the corner there is a lot of panhandling going on. So now there is a sign posted up there saying you are not helping them by giving them money. Give that money to a charity or organization. So my husband started saying, well, so now you're trying to determine what I do with my money. You want me to give it to an organization where I don't know if it's going to even get to the people, because the CEOs and CFOs that run those businesses are getting paid extremely high amounts of money, and people are cash poor right now. Okay. I'm seeing a whole lot of estate sales around me. Where I live, there are a lot of seniors and older people, well-to-do area. Okay. Doctors and lawyers, retired and stuff like that. But I'm seeing a lot of estate sales. People cannot afford to pay their mortgage and either are being forced out or whatever. So we are facing an economic collapse. The collapse that we are headed for right now definitely will affect everybody. You may not be feeling it right now, but you will. And especially with the fuel being cut and winter coming on so fast right now and expected to be extremely cold, a lot of people are not going to have money to pay their utilities. A lot of people are going to be living in the dark. This is nothing new. Growing up, we had our lights cut off many times. Even as a single mom, when I was single, my lights have been cut off. I've had to do extensions, and it's very difficult for mothers out there because they're trying to pay all of these bills, and you got medical bills that come in, you got food you got to do, you got all these other items that's coming out of your pocket and not enough coming in. So again, I say, why don't we issue a state of emergency for all of the states? Why? Because we are in a state of emergency. If you look at all the things that are happening, connect the dots to each and every situation that keeps taking place. We are in a state of emergency. Why aren't they warning us to stock up? Why aren't they warning us of all the things that's going on in other countries? Just imagine if we didn't have internet and the ability to search and look at other countries and see what's happening there, like in Austria or Germany or Europe. You would be, lost for words. I'm lost for words. Because if we couldn't use the internet to see this with our own two eyes, they would not be telling us any of this is going on. And they're not telling us. Okay? People on YouTube, like me and other channels, are warning you. Get prepped up today. Okay? Don't live in fear. Live in preparedness. Now, what I'm about to say, I hope it don't offend you. But this is not new. Okay? This has been happening in our history. And unfortunately, sometimes history repeats itself. But this is not new. It's just a different group of people that is happening to right now. So look at this picture. What's new about it? You're shipping people off that you don't want. For whatever your reason is that you don't want them there. Whether it's going to put a drain on your funding or whatever they're saying is the problem. When southern states did not want them there in their community, and they decided, well, if y'all so liberal, then we're just going to send them to you, as if they aren't human beings. This is not new, okay? This stuff still exists. Hatred still exists. Regardless of what they wrap it up in and say the reasons why they're doing it. Check out this video and leave some comments down below.
We are in a crisis situation. New York City now has more than 61,000 people in our shelter system. That includes thousands of New Yorkers experiencing homelessness and thousands of asylum seekers who have been bussed in over the past few months from other parts of the country. Almost 20,000 are children, and 1 in 5 of them is an asylum seeker. And every day, the total number gets higher. Every day, from this point forward, we're setting a new record. This is a humanitarian crisis that started with violence and instability in South America. And it is being accelerated by American political dynamics. Thousands of asylum seekers have been bussed into New York City and simply dropped off without notice, coordination, or care. And more are arriving every day. This crisis is not of our own making, but one that will affect everyone in this city now and in the months ahead. New Yorkers deserve to know why this is happening and what we plan to do. Today, I want to talk about the challenge we face, what our response has been, what we are doing now, and what we need going forward. First, the challenge. Our city's exceptional ability to respond to a temporary crisis is being used by others to solve a long-standing national problem. More than 17,000 asylum seekers, mostly from South America, have been bused directly to New York City from our southern border since April of this year. Many of these asylum seekers don't know where they are going or what awaits them at the end of the line. Hundreds of buses have arrived in New York City. Since early September, we have seen an average of 5 to 6 buses per day. Yesterday, at least 9 buses arrived. The majority are adults who cannot legally work in this country. Many are families with school-aged children. Some are in desperate need of serious medical care. New York City has helped them all. But extending that care has come at a great cost to our city and our people. The asylum seekers arriving here need more than a hot meal or a bed for a night. Without the ability to work legally in this country, they need long-term shelter, health care, and a great deal of institutional support. It is straining the limits of our ability to provide care for New Yorkers in need, and it is burning through our city's budget. We expect to spend at least $1 billion by the end of the fiscal year on this crisis, all because we have a functional and compassionate system. Our right to shelter laws, our social services, and our values are being exploited by others for political gain. New Yorkers are angry. I am angry too. We have not asked for this. There was never any agreement to take on the job of supporting thousands of asylum seekers. This responsibility was simply handed to us without warning as buses began showing up. There's no playbook for this, no precedent. But despite all this, our city's response has been nothing short of heroic. From setting up welcome centers, organizing housing, healthcare, and transportation, New York City agencies and their community partners have done great work in the face of overwhelming need. New Yorkers, as always, have responded to this crisis by pulling together as one. From April through October, month after month, we have handled the arrival of hundreds of buses, providing triage, water, and urgent medical assistance. We've set up 42 hotels as emergency shelters. We have opened a navigation center led by Catholic Charities that provides case management, a range of settlement options, health services, including medical checkups, vaccinations, medication refills, and mental health services. We have also already enrolled over 5,500 children in school through Project Open Arms, students who are high need and require extra support. We're providing legal information, fair fares transit support, and ID NYC enrollment to those who need it. I want to thank our fellow New Yorkers who have already given so much of their time, care, and resources to our brothers and sisters, including the Department of Social Services, New York City Emergency Management, the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, the Department of Health, the Department of Education, Health in Hospitals, Hotel Trades Council, and so many other agencies and New Yorkers that have stepped up. They deserve great credit for handling this crisis with speed and efficiency. Organizations like Catholic Charities, the Hispanic Federation, the United Way, Make the Road, and the New York Immigration Coalition have also provided invaluable help. But although our compassion is limitless, our resources are not. Our shelter system is now operating near 100% capacity. And if these trends continue, we will be over 100,000 in the year to come. That's far more than the system was ever designed to handle. This is unsustainable. The city is going to run out of funding for other priorities. New York City is doing all we can but we are reaching the outer limit of our ability to help. We're putting people up in emergency hotels, but the holiday season is right around the corner and space is limited. We're trying to find better ways, faster ways to get people into permanent housing, but years of delays have kept low-income housing from being built. We're doing everything we can. We've started a faith-based effort to get our houses of worship to adopt a shelter, help community organizations arrange travel for people to their destination of choice, and we're engaging the private sector to get clothing and supplies to asylum seekers and New Yorkers in need. But it's still not enough. In the next few weeks, we'll be opening a large humanitarian emergency response and relief center on Randall's Island that will safely house hundreds of people who have found themselves in New York City at their long journey from our southern border. I will be there to welcome them and to stay with them, to hear their stories. But unless we take immediate action, that center will be full in days, and we will have to open another and another and another, even as winter weather arrives. As a result of that reality, today, I am declaring a state of emergency in the city of New York and issuing an executive order. This executive order will formally direct all relevant agencies to coordinate their efforts to construct the humanitarian relief centers. We are also suspending certain land use requirements to expedite this process. New York City has already done more than nearly any other city to support this influx of asylum seekers. And we cannot deprive longtime New Yorkers of support and services, even as we address the needs of these new arrivals. It's not sustainable, and it is not right. If our city had had coordination or even just cooperation from any of the states sending buses or more support from our partners, then maybe we could have budgeted, staffed, and allocated resources for these asylum seekers. But we didn't get the support and information we asked for. And now, New York City is being forced to bear far more than its share of this national crisis caused by political motivation. Mayors are already on the front lines of every other crisis this country is suffering from gun violence to climate change. But local government cannot be the solution for national crises, especially manufactured crises. We now have a situation where more people are arriving in New York City than we can immediately accommodate, including families with babies and young children. Once the asylum seekers from today's buses are provided shelter, we will surpass the highest number of people in recorded history in our city's shelter system. And every day going forward that we add more to this count, we break another record. A city recovering from an ongoing global pandemic is being overwhelmed by a humanitarian crisis made by human hands. We have reached some of the help we have asked for, we received it, but we need more. We are at the edge of the precipice. We need serious partnership and realistic solutions. As I have said before, we need help, and we need it now. So today, we're issuing a clear message. The time for aid to New York is now.